Good morning. My name is Erica and I'm with Peaceworks. Our organization does public education advocacy around multiple issues, including climate change. We do not endorse or oppose candidates for office, but we do inform our members, supporters, and the public at large as to where candidates stand on the issues that concern us. We've invited all candidates running for the Boone County Commission or state legislator seats in Boone County who are contested races to address questions we've shared with them in advance regarding climate change and climate action. We are limiting each interview to a maximum of 10 minutes. I'm here today with Janet Thompson, who is running for re-election to the Boone County Commission. We appreciate her taking the time to respond and thus making their views known. I'll be asking the questions we've shared previously and only doing follow-ups if it seems that it would be helpful to clarify a response. Hi, Janet, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course. Okay, let's start with the first question. Do you accept the scientific consensus that climate change is real, human-caused, and happening now? In your opinion, is human-caused climate change a serious concern? If elected, would you make addressing the climate crisis a top-tier concern?
I think the science is very clear that it is happening now, and it is a vital concern. You know, it's of concern on so many levels. It's of concern locally, nationally, and globally. It impacts every aspect of our lives, from health to economics, to every piece of our lives.
Okay, so number 2, what specific policy initiatives would you pursue to address climate change on the state level?
And so I am currently a member of the Boone County Commission and running for re-election for my 3rd term as a member of the Boone County Commission. And so my job is not such that I can really impact anything on a state level. What my job allows me to do is work on a local level, work on a county level, and then try to impact through my involvement in the Missouri Association of Counties and through my involvement in the County Commissioners Association, impact policy making along those lines. So while I don't have any kind of impact on a state level, at least I have connections through other county commissioners. And that said, you know, one of the things that we as county commissioners can do is look at land use regulations. And that really is the place that we have the ability to utilize our influence, to utilize what we do in terms of climate change. And for that, you know, when I start looking at land use, what we can do, and land use and building regulations. And those are places where I think we as county commissioners have the opportunity to make a difference. You know, and here in Boone County, there are a lot of things that, you know, when people start thinking about land use, often they think it's just what I do with my land that makes a difference. And because when population grows in a county, it becomes that much more important, I think, or it becomes that much more immediate for people, that they have to think about the impact of their land use on their neighbors. And so that's why it's important here in Boone County for us to really honor our land use regulations and honor them all the time, not just in the you know, as an exception. We should honor them as the default.
Okay. So then number 3 would be, what do you see as the greatest obstacles to enacting and implementing the policies you see as needed, I guess locally rather than state? And how would you address those obstacles?
Well, and so a lot of people, as I say, a lot of people seem to think that that their proposed land use is an individual choice, and that they have that right irrespective of what happens to others. And I think what we, you know, and that really, that more self-centered kind of approach to any kind of land use is something that we really need to work to overcome, to help people understand that we live in a community, and only as a community can we thrive. Only as a community can we make those changes that impact the other people in our community. You know, whether it's use of water. And you know, here in Missouri, I just remember back in law school, I took a class in water law, and people thought, you know, why are you taking water law? And I said, you know, it's right now on this side of the Missouri River, it's not as as impactful as it is out west. Out west, water law is a huge issue, because, and you know, and as climate changes, our notion of what's normal in our community, and normal in our place has changed. You know, the kind of water that we get, the kind of temperatures that we experience, those kinds of things really, really, really make a difference. And so I think those are kinds of things that we need to overcome, is telling people and explaining to people that what we do with our land impacts our neighbors. And that's really, that's a tough kind of thing to sell, because people believe that they have this individual right, and it's something, you know, that people, when they came to this country and they saw this huge amount of land, they thought they had the ability to do anything with it. And no, as population becomes more dense, it becomes more incumbent on us to be mindful of its impact on our neighbors.
All right, so number 4 is, would you favor Missouri adopting a climate action and adaptation plan? If so, would you take the initiative to propose moving this forward?
You know, I think we need to take action, and I would support those in Jeff City who would work towards that. Again, because of my current job and the job I hope to have after November 3rd, we don't have the ability actually to promulgate that here in Boone County, but we can certainly support it on the state level. And again, I think it's important, it's incumbent on us to leave this world in a better place than when we got it. And certainly we haven't done that thus far. So this kind of action, I think, would help us as Missourians to leave Missouri in a better place than it was when we received it.
All right, and then the last question is, are there any other thoughts you have regarding addressing climate change that you'd like to share with your voters?
You know, I just think it's really important for us to remember that we are members of a community, that we are not individuals, that together we can make a difference, and that difference can be good or it can be not as good. And I hope that we think about and remember something that I've seen so often here in Boone County, that people work together. They work together for a common goal. And again, it becomes a question of what do we want this world to look like for our children and our grandchildren? And if we want it to be a better place, then we need to take action now.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for meeting with us.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Have a great day, and stay
Yeah,
safe and well.
thank you, you too.
All right. Bye-bye.